All praises to our Elohim. All praises. The Eurocentric worldview has been brought to the courts of the Most High. And we are now making cases or bringing cases to that court. And the Gentiles, in their ignorance, they want to allow their vain imaginations to still protrude and impose to this day. They have a loss of reason as to why they're in court, why that there is an opposition, why there is a prosecution. And when we bring things, when things have been, as things are being brought back to remembrance, we now get to bring a case. Now, that said, there's a lot of brothers and sisters out here who have within the family mishpachah that has enlightenment and leveled degrees. And we have been dealing with exoteric and esoteric journeys since 2019, really. And now, the other day, the Father had the Spirit tell me that on September 12th, 2024, their authority is gone. And when we think about the authority, that would mean their will, their way, their wants, their desires to supersede and impose on ours and everyone else's. So now we're starting to see their authority and their power be dismantled right quick, fast, in a hurry as well. And just like we brought them to the courts, just like the sister brought them to the courts of the Most High. Hold on. The Hebrew Rose of Jericho was bringing the case, knocking on the Father's door, constantly saying, hey, we got a case. We know we have a case. We have a case. And, the Father heard our case. And he was getting us in line to be heard. And these folks don't want their case, don't want us to bring it. They don't want us to bring our case to the Father. So they're distracted and they're going all in. They're losing their sanity. They're acting out, and they're doing all this to distract us. It's not, yes, they're doing it against themselves, but they're doing this to distract us from our walk, from our journey, from esoterically taking them to the courts of the Most High, the spiritual courts of the Most High. And it's a beautiful thing. Now, that said, Brother Big Judah, the brethren Big Judah, brought the macro of the cases that we're bringing to the Father. Therefore, the courts are now open to now begin to bring these cases to the Father esoterically, spiritually, through your meditation and your prayer, for justice, for balance, for restoration, for redemption, and for shalom, and rest, and healing. And now we have this court system that we're allowed to bring our case that can be heard too. Oh, what a beautiful day. Oh, what a beautiful day of the fathers for us to be able to sit here and say all praises to the Most High, the Elohim, the prime creator, the Ancient of Days, the great I am, the one, but most importantly, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So I want to play this Judah, and I want to talk about it because it was just this brother is so spot on. It's like amazing how the remnant within the remnant can gain wisdom through not the many, but really just the one. And doesn't that make more sense as we start to really ramp up our levels, our growth, our aptitude, really seek what we want? Is it by coincidence that everybody else is dismissing these lands? Is history not the greatest teacher? Is history even a mystery anymore? No. No more mystery. It's really evident. Now, between the 1200s to the 1550s, okay, these people were doing a full-fledged inquisition upon the indigenous lands, upon us, upon the indigenous peoples, the lands, the water, the air, the sea. This entire time, 2,000 years plus, they've been doing it. And they think now that that their case is invalid, that the case we're bringing to them is invalid. Now, that said, that just sets the stage, a slight stage. So here we go.
Your churches are breaking every commandment every single day. Every time you go to church, you are bearing false witness.
All right, so that's the first case, right? The false witness. They have been bearing false witness. All right?
You are espousing a religion of love, but your religion has done nothing but break every single commandment.
Every one.
You know, they said that people who were actually observing the Sabbath were witches and warlocks, and that they were killing babies and drinking their blood. They're pretty much making us synonymous with vampires.
And that piece of it, of cannibalism, because that's what that is, esoterically, that cannibalism did not begin nor take root in the original root. All right, that is a byproduct of the fallen branches. Okay, so at the end of the day, you know, that is false witness.
And they wanted to take our position, so therefore they made all these false claims, bared false witness against our people.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you are in these churches, you're hearing this truth. The Most High is sending a spirit out so you can hear the truth. And you are just turning a blind eye and ignoring all these facts and all this information because you want to continue bearing false witness with these churches, which is then going to make you pretty much join hand in hand with Satan.
Because what does the book say? The book says that if you bow down to me, then I will give you all of the kingdoms of the earth, all the riches of the earth. Okay? So Christianity, bearing false witness, coveting, murdering, idolatry, oh my goodness, no, it's got a brain freeze. When nevertheless, all 10 of the commandments, breaking every one from jump. Hypocrisy as well. And all they've done is project what they have done onto us. Vampirism, cannibalism, their projection. See, this is the evidence that we have to bring forth in our case, because we're building a case.
And going against the Most High, because as you can remember, there's only two churches. There's the Church of the Most High and the Church of Satan. And the Church of Satan was pretty much set up on nothing but lies.
Nothing.
They stole our
lies.
position. They stole our ley lines. They stole our power, our lands of power and everything else, and they took it to themselves. So now, anytime you call us an African American, you're bearing false witness. Prove that we're African American. Prove that this is, that we're all from Africa and that none of us were here. You prove it. See, the ball's in your court. And when you
see, and that's what their dilemma is right now. Their dilemma is that the onus now has now fallen on them. We no longer care, for just lack of a better term, to just sum it all up. We don't really care what they're saying. Nothing that they have said, has been righteous. So their track record is one of untrustworthiness. And so therefore, at this point, what else? They have no case, but they're a foolish nation.
Can't prove it, which you won't be able to. That means, again, you are bearing false witness. Every time you say ish, those are the people, you're bearing false witness. Prove that they're the people. Show us in the Bible where, they're going to be restored here at the end by the United States and Britain and these other European nations. Please show me anywhere in the Bible where it says that man was going to restore Israel and that was somehow going to be
or even in their Talmud, or all the other scriptural books, or all the other historical books. And I'm putting that out there in the esoteric, speaking it, manifesting it, because we're not just bringing their compilation of stolen Judean and 10 tribe scriptures. We're not just dealing with that New Testament that is gives us 4 out of the 12, and then they add 1. We're not dealing with just that anymore. The case is bigger. It has grown. And this is where they are all upset, because they now are realizing that they don't, we've got a million 10,000 page books that are just open it up, boom, they hitting the floor, and you're reading actualities of things against them, not for. And the books are open in the esoteric. This is why we're going to see in 2025 a greater onset of a fall, of a systematic fall. Things that have been in the system for so long are going to start falling away and forward. Where they're over here trying to be optimistic about, 2030, 2030. No, it's done. It's already been shown. It's been visualized in the esoteric, in the spiritual realm, with the principalities. The change is here. The war has already begun. Now it's time for criminals to be tried. And I give you a secret. We win. We won. We won. The case is so strong against them.
Fulfillment of prophecy. So you're not going to be able to do any of that because their actions do not fulfill prophecy. No. Their actions just pretty much push the whole bearing of false witness. Correct. Now, you coveted our lands. Mm-hmm. You coveted our position. So therefore you made up these lies and allegations concerning us, right? And what we were doing on the Sabbath. And that's how your Inquisition went after us, by saying that we're killing babies, we're going after the Christian doctrine, we're mocking your Christian doctrine, blah, blah, blah. And this.
And I mean, you can see that that's what they did any other time. The accuser of the brethren. The accuser. These people have been accusing us in the courts in their court, in the court of Asatan. Here in the material, here in the physical, here in the exoteric. And they've been winning. All they did was win. They just were winning. But see, that changed in 2019, changed fully at the X 2024. Esoterically. And now, yes, we have to always be doing our full due diligence. And that means if we want healing, whatever we're manifesting now, we got to be manifesting it in the righteous vein. All the addictions, all the habits, all the things that are adjacent, if you will, to this matrix, we have to start putting that aside. We have to start cutting away so we can heal. As they go through their trouble, we get to heal. There has to be a balance. In the court system, there's a balance, right? There's a prosecutor and a defense lawyer, right? So they now are the defense. We're prosecution. Yahweh Shai is the lead attorney. These folks out here who think that we are, these folks out here that do not know us, who believe they do, are about to have their soul shaken to its core. When the initial verdict comes back guilty. And that's coming soon. Guilty. And that's not, that's not shits and giggles. That's not. That is a real saddened, deservedly so, punishment that, yes, I want to see the look on their face, which I will see, but I don't want to continue to see the looks on their face. So I'm not taking my cases to the court out of vengeance. I'm taking it out of justice and healing and the ability to move with the Father, a righteous spirit. No stress, no worry, no condemnation. And now this is our turn, family. Mishpachah. It's our turn now to seek the justice that we seek righteously. Because the courts are now open.
And that there are a bunch of witchcrafts, or we're doing a bunch of witches. But the thing was, and I did my video last night, I showed you that the Catholic Church was going after, they had three enemies.
All of us.
Three main enemies.
All
Jews,
the indigenous.
Mahatmans, or Moors, and witches. Jews, so-called black people. Moors, so-called black people. So that would make sure that I'm sure the witches were not these so-called lily white European women that they always have to show in the pictures.
And that doesn't even make sense. Why would they be? Why would that? Meaning it doesn't make sense for now looking back at it. But even when they were showing witches and all this stuff, it didn't make sense because they were looking for women back then. Like they needed their women back then. Why would they be killing off droves of women? They had to rebuild. They had to repopulate all the time. Why would they be going out killing their own? It doesn't make sense. They don't do that now. Oh, well, everything changed. Nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. Nothing. Not one thing.
I'm sure they were also black women as well. Because it's going to be consistent. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so you guys have made up all these allegations, false allegations against these group of people.
Accuser of the brethren.
Their positions. They were the ones in positions of authority. They were the ones with all the knowledge and understanding. And you wanted that position. So therefore you...
Now, it must be stated that we don't get too much of sympathy in the courts for that. We get some, only the piece that they did too much on. Because we were ordained, destined, and to go through that period because of what we did. So we can't get vengified against them. No, we just, because we had a part to play. Okay? So the innocents are the ones, remember the Father said, the ones that I tell them to do. They're going to do more. They're going to kill more than who I tell them to. So in the timeline, hey, that could be, he only wanted, us to be hemmed up, 400 years from the jump. It's been 2,000 plus. See, these are the cases that we get to bring forth to the Father now.
You made up all these false claims. You bared false witness. You murdered, broke more commandments. You coveted a neighbor's wife. You did all that kind of stuff. You put other gods in front of, you had other gods in front of the Most High, which you still do today. So anytime, you just remember, when you guys are going to church today, and during the week and everything else, when you guys
Sunday,
go to church
9:15
and everything else, just remember, you're bearing false witness. You are joined hand in hand with Satan. That's who you are joined hand in hand with. Okay, you are not.
And doctrine to doctrine, and history to history. And I know the brother was saying in the totality. But we still have to realize that it is macro, micro, collective consciousness. So we've got to realize these things as well. But this brother's spot on. You're not actually serving the Most High power. And he said you guys are going to do all these horrible things thinking that you were serving the Most High, when in actuality you've been serving Satan. Yep. Now let me read a little something to you. This is Isaiah 42:22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. See, you robbed and spoiled us of our position, of our land, of our wealth, of everything, our knowledge, understanding. This is a people robbed and spoiled. Elohim. They are all of them snared in holes. We've been put in prison houses. We're snared in these physical bodies. Our spirits are snared here, in this planet with you. Okay? So again, they are all of them snared in holes. And they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil. Okay? And none saith restore. No one is going to try to restore the Israelites. So that's how you know who's who. Ish. Everyone's like, oh, we got it, never again. This is not going to happen again. The Holocaust is we're never going to allow this to happen again. Well, if you were the true Israelites, there's nothing that you would have no power to be able to defend yourself, because that was what prophecy was all about. And see, I don't think anybody is saying they are not Jewish. I think we all agree they are Jewish. It's not even a preponderance. It's not even, oh, well, I don't know. No, they are Jewish. All we're saying is, this is, again, bringing it back to the courts, because, they like to muddy waters. Bring it back. We're not saying they are not Jewish. We're saying we are the Israelites. Matter of fact, we know that we're saying that we know we are the Israelites. That's why we're bringing the case to the courts of the Most High. That's why. That's why.
You guys always want to act like the Bible stopped in 70 AD, and there's been no prophecies ever since. When there's all these prophecies that are talking about us losing our knowledge, understanding, losing our land, losing everything, our heritage, losing everything, and that did not happen to Ish. So show me anywhere where it says that these people are going to be restored by men. Then I'll believe that you're not coveting our position. But see,
I mean, they wrote their Bible. They transliterated it, and it's not in there. And so now they trying to make up something. That's what I'm saying. Like, their case is so flimsy.
what you're doing. You have all these groups of people. Look, every people at this point is claiming these certain nationalities. Prove those that you're the
right.
people. Prove you're the ancient people, not the.
Hey, they up next. First, we dealing with the Esau. We dealing with the Edomites, the heathen, the Gentile, the Edomites. Then the Hindus. Then the natives, whatever, and everybody else is falling in line. Like it's just they all coming up, stepping up to get beat down.
The ones that just showed up 200 years ago, 300 years ago. Prove that you've always been here.
Always
not with paintings or drawings that are recent. You guys get these paintings from 1950 and act as if, oh, well, look, hey, there's this painting right here. There's this picture right here. Oh, look at these people right here. They're here, in 1950, 1960. So those are the people that have always been here. Have you always been here? Have you Europeans always been on these lands? Absolutely not. But see, but you want
to see another case against them. The hypocrisy. You try to tell us who we are and who everybody else is. That's ancient. And you're not even ancient to these lands. Again, 248 years. You've been in rule since 1776. How are you ancient? How do you get... Well, I know. It's rhetorical. That's why we're bringing our case to the Most High. Because we have had no justice bringing it to the case of mankind. We've had no justice. Mankind has not given us humans the ability of peace, balance, justice. They have not done that. So now we get to step up our game and bring it to the highest court within the universe, bypassing their supreme, bypassing that supremacy court, and going straight to the court of the Most High.
But you want to portray yourself as the original Americans, just like you want to portray these other natives as the original people. These original natives, no one is defending themselves anymore. Mm-hmm. You don't see these natives like, they'll make a ticket, oh, I'm native. I've always been here. Yeah.
They're all hoping that Esau can defend them.
Yeah, that's what you say. But that you can't prove it. That's what you see. You're a government-approved native, just like you're a government-approved Brazilian, a government-approved Guatemalan, a government-approved Mexican, government-approved English, a government-approved Irish. Like I said, Irish, and my Irish Wisdom book talks about how the true Irish lost their identity from the Catholic Church. They destroyed their identity and scattered them to the four corners of the earth.
Again, us, characteristics of the people.
When did that happen to you, so-called Irish people? Today.
Never.
It didn't. So see, you guys want to claim our pain. Oh yeah, we were enslaved just like you guys.
Quick
We want to
for
claim
that.
our pain. Oh yeah.
Oh, we're Slavs. We've gone through chattel slavery too. The Slavs. I mean, Slavs. Where do you think they got the name slaves from? Slavs. And I'm going, are you mad? That word has been the transliteration of that word. Yeah, sure, it was Slavic, Latin to whatever, but that word goes well past the grunting people's alphabet. I mean, but that's not my business. That's their case. That's what they're trying to bring.
We went into slavery just like you guys. But look at us. We pulled ourselves up by our bootstraps. And, no, you didn't, because you weren't the same. We're not the same people. The ancient Irish look like me. The new Irish look like you.
That's synonymous with New Testament. Everything is based on their New Testament, this new thing that they brought when nothing new under the sun. Again, a case against them that we bring, just piling on the cases against them. Like their logic and reason shows that they have no wisdom to even stand and present their case in the court of the Most High. That's why everybody waiting on Esau to see what Esau gonna do. Maybe he can take care of it. Maybe he'll do this, that, and the third. No, Esau ain't doing nothing either.
The Neos, the new Irish, the ones that the government approved. Your governments have approved that you get to be the Irish. So that, and we can say that you are the ones that have always been here. And that has happened with the natives, because the native, hey, if Ish is the people or the natives are the people, how come they're not out here going against, bringing out knowledge and understanding?
And they will say to that, well, everything's fine. That's not true. That's not happening now. You guys aren't the people. It's nothing of factual, nothing of substance to talk about the case that is against them.
Going against this matrix. All of them are just like, gimme, gimme, gimme.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, give me some more weapons. Give me some more money. Ukrainians, give me some more money. Give me some more weapons. It's us just gimme, 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 gimme. No knowledge. There's no reciprocity here. Mm-hmm. You're not bringing anything to the table.
Nothing.
It's only bringing more handouts needed to the table. They're not bringing any knowledge, any understanding.
They're not bringing any shalom. See, you can't even have knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and all that. You can't have wisdom, righteous wisdom, without bringing shalom. These people have brought no peace under their rule. None. None.
Doing any of that right now. So then how can you be the people if you're not bringing forth any knowledge, understanding here in these last days? See, that's why you guys want to say everything's happening in the future. But see, you've coveted our position with no authority. You coveted being us with absolutely no authority. You have no power. We have the Holy Spirit. That's why we can stand here in great boldness at this point and tell you that we are the people. Mm-hmm. And that I'm going to keep on bringing out more and more information through the power of the Most High and the power of the Holy Spirit to show you that this is where you're going to get knowledge, understanding in these last days.
And that point right there brings it home. That point right there brings it home. You're not going to get a full, rounded, balanced, objective, factual, reasonable, clearly understandable, esoteric, spiritual understanding, overstanding, understanding, but from a few. You're just not going to get you may get pieces of that from everyone else, but you're not going to get the macro, the fullness of it, the fullness of the gospel. It's got to go all the way around the earth, this truth of ours. And it's got to be supported all the way around the earth. Because once it's fully supported and fully recognized all around the earth, they're done. Their system is over. And there's still some of us, and of course, it starts here. It starts at the house of Judah first. And Judah and his brethren are mixed together. So then therein, the whole house of Israel is where it begins. And that is only in the place where the Father's hand is at work. And that's here. In a mighty and great way, it's here in the Americas, in Northern America in particular. Yet this, they have been trying to squash and suppress, but it's not going away. It's getting stronger and stronger. And that's why now we get to bring our cases. The rest of the world, if you have a case against the colonizer, it is time for you to stand up and cleave to us, connect to us, so that you will be on the prosecution's team. Because if you do not, and you choose the defense, which you ain't even defending y'all stuff, you will be found wanting. You will be confounded. You will not win. And this is the prayers, the patience, the dedication, the love of the saints. Justice. What do you think that they wanted? You think that the saints would just run around trying to act like that? Oh, well, you know what? I just, I love Jesus. And that. No, they were getting destroyed. They were watching their people get destroyed. Their whole purpose was to try to save the people from not being destroyed. And they want justice. Everybody is at this court. This is a massive court. This is such a massive event. This is a reckoning for authority in the spirit realm. That's why they don't say nothing. That's why their lips are quiet. That's why they bringing out lightweights come against us in comment sections and talking low level base rhetoric. This is what they do. And they think that we don't have any way forward. And we're showing them contrary. And their problem is their own. Because their case is weak. And I give all praises to the Most High. I mean, our Elohim. I mean, I'm happy to be in the state that I'm in at this time. I'm glad there's others like me. I give great thanks for the brethren and sisters who's out here putting in a lot of work, and the conversations I have with the family, the Mishpachah, because we're watching it, and it's a lovely feeling, and it's very good to finally have the light at the end of such a dark tunnel of the Gentiles' reign. I mean, all praises. So bring your cases, get them together. All the things that you wanted justice for doesn't have to be for you. It could be for someone else. It could be for others. It could be situational. It could be political. It could be anything. Environmental. The animals. Bring your case. Because their rule, authority, and power has been taken. They are under house arrest. So bring your case. All praises to our Elohim. All praises. Shalom.